Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arzeto Wijdan from class 3A, and today I'm gonna talk about and presentation about why people are becoming idiot to technology. So check this out. Our lives are much easier due to technology. When something is easy to do, you will become lazy and not that eager to learn and grow. So, it's not that we are stupid. It's just that we are complacent in life and don't have to try as hard. Main causes that lower IQ are cognitive overflow, continuous stress, exaggerated competition, lack of empathy, decline of future. And this is the example of what is happening in today's generation. The first one is the reason you can't recall. Plugging random stuff into Google can produce hilarious results. And what's not to like about the convenience? Well, with pretty much all the information you'll ever need or want at your fingertips, the internet is changing the way your brain works. According to some fascinating research from Columbia University, Professor Betsy Sparrow, PhD, published in Science Journal. By acting as a personal memory bank, searching engines are making you better at remembering how and where to find information, but worse at remembering the actual information itself. The second one is your driving is getting worse. Mapping devices and apps make it easy for your brain to fog out. According to research published in 2012 in the Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience, the researchers found evidence that your brain has a limited capacity for processing too much information at one time, making it challenging to both pay attention to directions on your GPS screens and the actual road in front of you. Focusing on remembering the directions we've just seen on the screen means that we're more likely to fail to observe other hazards around us on the road, like an approaching motorbike or a pedestrian on a crossing, even though we may be looking at what we're going. Study author Nili Lavi, PhD, professor at the University College London Institute of Cognitive Neuroscience, told Science Daily. The third one is your grammar and spelling is terrible. Autocorrect is primarily a search of humor. Its fails have become such a ubiquitous part of our nomenclature that there's even a whole site dedicated to tracking them. But in addition to embarrassing us, sloppy texting may also make us less able to catch spelling mistakes while we read other material. That's because the brain is adept at making sense of words as long as the first and last letters are the same. A skill that texting seems to enforce when you get so used to making sense of your friends' many typos. You may fail to notice your own while proofreading an important email or report for work. The next one is video games are replacing reading. Of course, video games aren't all bad. They can help kids develop a whole host of useful skills such as concentration, coordination, problem-solving skills, and maybe even cooperative skills if they're playing online with their buddies. And a little rest and relaxation at the end of a hard day, learning isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, a study published in Educational Psychology found that gaming skills have very little effects on academic performance. Whereas reading activities have potentially important association with cognition and especially school tests. The team concluded that video games are primarily recreational activities and the cognitive stimulation they produce is very different from the one involved in specialized academic subjects. We raise kids who can and the next one is we are raising kids who can read emotion. Being constantly plugged into technology can lead to real problems for younger kids. A study by science from UCLA, published in Computers in Human Behavior, found that preteens who spend 5 days at a nature camp with no access to technology improve their ability to read nonverbal emotion cues significantly. They were better able to react to emotional cues both in real life and in videotape scenes. Those who were allowed access to technology showed no such improvement. Implications are that the short-term effects of increased opportunities for social interaction combined with time away from screen-based media and digital communication tools improves a preteen's understanding of nonverbal emotion cues, told the research team of conclude. So I guess that's it for my presentation. If I have any mistake, I'm so sorry. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.